Red foxes, one of the most widespread predators on Earth, successfully colonizing cities, and not just surviving, but thriving in urban environments. These animals are known for their adaptability, and densely populated cities are now their habitat for scavenging, hunting, and raising young. Foxes have not always been city dwellers. Their main colonization of urban environments began in the interwar years, where our cities rapidly expanded. This encroached on rural fox populations, birthing a new habitat for these animals. They quickly adapted to this new environment, being highly intelligent opportunists. Although living alongside city populations has sometimes caused friction, with the majority perceiving them as pests or an annoyance. Being painted as sly villains in popular culture has hardly helped their reputation. But where was this negative perception born? One of the most outlying controversies surrounding them is the act of killing more than they need. But we can hardly claim faultless, because in the UK, 9.5 million tonnes of usable food is thrown away each year. In cities, foxes rarely need to kill. Their survival and success is a direct result of human waste. Leftovers tossed aside, bins left unguarded, and the constant warmth and shelter of our urban sprawl. Here in the UK, the sun sets on this busy city. This male has just woken up. And begins to scent the area. This is a crucial part of their communication and territorial behaviour. He calls into the den to his partner, who at this time of year is most likely raising cubs. This family lives in a small strip of green space shared by an 11-storey social housing block. They live right next to a busy road in the centre of this metropolis, and they cross this regularly to get to the nearest large green space to scavenge or hunt for food. This family member has had his back leg injured due to being hit on this road. The biggest killer of foxes in the UK are from collisions with cars. While these animals are safe within their garden to play and relax, there is also a reason why they live here. As they look up to the many balconies that overlook their garden, they patiently wait for a rather familiar sound. Some of the people who live here feed this family with similar food that they would eat in the wild, whereas scavenged food in urban environments predominantly consists of processed food, which can lead to poor health in foxes. One of the tenants here has a compassion for the local wildlife and has lived alongside this family for 9 years.
These foxes have been here since I moved in. I first discovered them after about 6 months when I've been in here. According to some of the older residents, they've been here since the block opened in the early 60s. This little area here is remnants of Clifton Wood that used to run all the way around Clifton, wooded area. We've urbanised it beyond all belief. The creatures remind us that, hey, we're just temporary residents here. This was nature a long time ago, and they're the original inhabitants of it, really, and they don't litter the place. They keep down the rats and things like that we encourage. They don't cause any harm, and they provide enormous feeling of well-being. As I say, this is a social housing block, and there's some people here whose mental health is a bit fragile, but they seem to get a lot of strength from the foxes and the connection to it. It's we owe more to the foxes than they owe to us, that's for sure. Also, people feel protective towards them because it brings people together. There's some people in here who I would never have spoken to had it not been for the mutual respect that we've got for the foxes and things like that. It's a great conversation starter and builder across that area over there that you see is recognised by the population here as a no-go area. That is the wildlife area, and it requires no signs, no fences. There's ways in there. Nobody goes. It's left for the foxes. It's just lovely to see community being brought together by something as simple as the foxes.
There are many others in this building that feed this family of foxes and have lots of compassion for these animals. The people here have shifted their cultural perception and created mutual relationships with them. This has not only been positive for the wildlife, but also the people that live here. Many of the tenants have said interacting with these animals has had a positive impact on their mental well-being. Humans and foxes live here in a fantastic symbiotic relationship. But these aren't the only animals that live in this neighbourhood. A clan of badgers also live here. Culturally, badgers are seen as vicious, territorial animals, but here they share this garden with everyone, without fuss. Although, there's one thing I'm sure of, these badgers love a good scratch. Sometimes there's a spot that you just can't itch, but not to worry, as this family has each other's backs. It's very rare for these animals to live in such close proximity to human life. They even share a relationship with the tenants, similar to the one the foxes have.
A couple of years ago, one poor badger got run over on the road, and some of the residents buried him down there in the garden. They put a little stone badger on his grave, just a little memory. They, even when we died, they brought us together as a community because it was sad to see him go. But fortunately, his relatives are still going strong.
The foxes and the badgers live side by side, mostly in harmony. But with the foxes being elite opportunists, it can be hard for the badgers to compete over food from the tenants, as it is easily stolen if they don't make it to their sets. There is one thing they can't beat the badgers at: their ferocious ability to dig up earthworms. It is believed that they can eat hundreds of these in just a single night. The wildlife has brought the community together here, but it's not the only blessing these furry friends have given to the tenants.
If it wasn't for the badger set over there, that would have been built on, and we'd have lost the amenity. So in no small touch, thanks to the foxes and the badgers, that's off limit for building, and that preserves our open space. So we really have a debt towards them.
Badgers and foxes are protected by UK law. It is illegal to disturb, damage or destroy their dens and sets. Therefore, this small green space has been saved and cannot be built upon Preserving our green spaces has massive implications for our wildlife. Habitat loss is the main challenge our animals in the UK face. There are multiple charities working to protect our green spaces, aiming to secure legal protection of these areas so they can never be sold off for development. Preserving these spaces does not only benefit our wildlife, but has a multitude of environmental and human health benefits. This is key to living a healthier, happier urban future.